I'm Tyson.
I'm Casey.
I'm Bryan.
And this is Into the Stream. Bryan, did you just do the finger gun?
No.
Yeah, right.
That was a double finger gun. That's even
That's
better.
right.
So how you guys doing today?
And the fist pumps. I seen him back there.
Yeah, I'm doing
I know.
pretty good. Yeah, we gave the SAT today, and I ended up not having to give it. So it's basically I had a work day. So I got a lot of stuff done. I'm almost playing out through the end of the year. So I'm getting excited.
Right. Question: why is it that the East Coast does SATs and the West Coast does ACTs?
I don't know, but I've over my 45 years of experience says the answer to everything is money.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, and I'm not
yeah.
sure why. And it's not like that as much as it used to be. Now,
Okay.
most schools will take either score, the ACT or the SAT. And the ACT does have a science component that the SAT doesn't have. So if you're good at science, then you should probably try doing the ACT.
Nice.
I just know that our schools,
not
my
know that.
kids take ACTs. So anyway, why don't we say hi to everyone? So E, always it's E or Ellie, right? It's E or Ellie always. So
Always first. What's up,
yeah.
E?
How you doing, E? How you doing, Ellie? See, she's next.
And they were
Man.
one right behind the other two, of course.
Then you got Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Jason.
And then what's up? How you doing, Jason? Or Brett?
Brett.
How you doing, Mr. Aldemir? So when you're doing lives, these guys are always in your stream too, right, Bryan? What's up, Dan?
Most of them, yes, they are. They are good, loyal folks in the community.
They
and
really
they are great to support. And it feels good as a content creator, and I know you feel the same way to have that support. Makes a huge difference on make you want to continue to do what you do.
Yeah, and having an active chat where they're your friends now, they're more than just people in the chat. They're your friends now, and being them asking active questions and stuff like that to help people who are going to watch this later on who are trying to better themselves. I think it's really cool.
I see you got a first timer in here too, though. That's good.
Oh, we're gonna have to. I'm
You'll
not
see
there
when
yet,
you
but
get down there.
Russ,
Hey,
and
Russ.
Jason, I appreciate you guys sending in your videos about why a beard, what a beard means to you. So that means a lot. What's up, Steven? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Travis.
It takes a lot of time to go out and support all these lives, so we definitely appreciate all of your time.
It does.
Absolutely.
And what's up, Josue? How you doing, buddy? What's up, Michael P? Michael P on next week. Just answering all the barber shows. And there's
That's cool.
what Josue had made for us.
Yes, thank you,
That's
Josue.
awesome.
Hey, appreciate E. Hey, E, why don't you send me a 15-second clip on what a beard means to you, man? What having a beard does. What's up, Nick? How you doing, buddy? Blue glass trails and beard while wearing my magnet color. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, man.
Nice.
Magenta, not magnet. Come on, man.
Magnet color.
Magnet colored.
Dude, my
Jeremiah.
screen is so small. Don't you judge me. I know, right? I'm getting old, man. I'm 42 now. Hey, Jeremiah. Hey, appreciate you coming, man. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Great to have you here. You know you're getting old when you have to tell your kids to turn the radio down so you can see how to drive.
Shut up. That is so true. It is so true. Like it's getting
Turn the
dark.
radio
it's
down. I
raining.
can't see what I'm doing. It's raining.
Oh, yeah. No, Tyson can't read. It's okay. Awesome. Appreciate you, Russ.
Thank you.
Everyone,
Stephen.
welcome.
Everyone welcome Jeremiah. in it.
Welcome, Jeremiah. Absolutely. Well, Bryan. Thank
Sound
you.
effects this time. See, we're not
Bryan,
used to that.
tell us a little about who you are for those who haven't seen you on this show before. This is like your 4th or 5th time, I believe.
It's like my 18th time. Do I get some kind of award for that or something?
You should. We should do like that Saturday Night Live, sweatshirt? We should have
I
a
just feel like,
competition.
you can't find somebody else. You just call me to fill in the slot. But no, I always appreciate being on here. But my name is Bryan. I am a math teacher of 24 years. I live here in North Carolina, and I've been doing beard content creation since in the middle of 2017. So 5 years ago, I started making content. So have Beards and Banjos is my YouTube channel, and I've got over 500 videos. So a lot of cool stuff on there for you guys to check out. Every once in a while, we do some music, but it's mostly beard content related.
How often do you do your lives anymore when it comes to karaoke?
I've gotten so backed up on making, not really backed up, but I'm steady on making like review videos for beer products and the stuff that I spend most of my time preparing for those videos right now. As soon as I get caught up with that, I'll make some more. I'm actually thinking about putting it back on my music channel, my original Bryan Haywood YouTube channel, because I haven't put any videos there for like 5 months. And if you go 6 months, they'll demonetize you. So I don't want to lose my monetization on that channel. So I think I might just move all my music content to that. So I'll have to make a lot of announcements so all the cool folks in here can check me out on that channel when I live stream.
Nice.
That makes sense.
Have you ever been to Telluride?
And I have not. I've heard about it. I've seen videos.
I really want to go to the Bluegrass Festival one of these days at Telluride. I think that'd be a blast.
Yeah, it always looks like fun.
Right?
I'm a homebody though, so I just like sit at home and watch stuff on my computer. I feel bad about that some days, but then I go out into a crowd. I'm like, no, I just rather.
It's not for you.
Mm-mm.
What does your wife like to do the same thing, or does she like to go out?
We're both two peas in a pod there, as far as that goes.
Nice. Well,
so I got some questions for you that I saw on Instagram. I want to hear about two things. I want to hear about your scent of the month this month because it sounds really good. The one that's out now, and then I want to hear about that barbershop thing, what that's all about.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the scent of the month, Casey?
Yeah. The latest release is Echo. I don't have it down here. It's in the bathroom. I just used it actually. So it's an aquatic style cologne. There's some reviews out right now saying it's more of a natural scent, which I can agree with that. It's got a really nice, natural kind of not fresh, but it's got that light cologne scent to it. So it's not really heavy cologne, I wouldn't say, but it blends together so well with everything that Tyson used. I love it.
Yeah, when I heard aquatic cologne, I pictured one thing in my brain, and then I read all the more specific scent profile, and it sounded more earthy. So I can kind of see that. Yeah. I haven't tried it, but it sounds
that
like
kind of earthy naturalness you can get from it for sure. How would you describe it, Tyson?
It lasts forever, but it's light. That's the best way I can say it. No,
and that's a hard combination for companies to do, is to get a scent that doesn't overpower you but still gives you longevity. That's good.
And it really does. And I wore it all day yesterday, and today I'm wearing Skippers, but I like to switch off the gray and regular line. But yesterday I wore it, and it's a sweet but earthy scent. That's the best way I can. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites that we've made so far. And
you say that every month.
I really do, because I don't know what it is about. I love Solitude, and then I loved Keeper, and then I love Talisker. And I love Talisker.
That's one thing about Tyson making sense is he's always trying to outdo the last one, or try to make the best one each time that he likes the best. And I always try to tell him, you're not probably going to like everything. There's going to be some things out there that other people like that you might not like. So, sometimes you just got to go with it and see how it goes. So
Jeremiah, are you from Utah? If you are, there's a reservoir called Echo Reservoir, and that's what it comes from. It's where I go actually April and May. Not today because it's been snowing, but that's where the smallmouth actually go and spawn. And during those times, and that's when it's best to catch them. So it's my favorite spot.
I'm hoping soon to maybe be driving through Echo Canyon more. So
Echo Reservoir.
Echo Reservoir. Yes. So I really hope I'm hoping to be moving out there sometime soon, and I'll be driving through there hopefully. Yeah.
And the barbershop, Casey and I, when he came on to the company and we partnered up, him and I are a little dangerous together. We come up with a lot of ideas, and we hardly ever tell each other no. And I came up with a barbershop. He kind of came up with the barbershop, and it was kind of just boom. Oh, Arkansas. Okay, man. But yeah, him and I just kind of came up, and the next thing I know, a week later, we were building a barbershop. It was that fast. I'm like, ooh, scary. So, but it's kind of cool. It's in the works right now. They just put in all the plumbing. They're doing the electrical tomorrow and the next day, and then basically it's just they're just going to make everything look pretty after that.
Nice.
It's going to
What's up,
look
John?
really nice. The plan we have drawn up
Jeff?
is really, how would you say it, Tyson? It's not fancy, but what's the right word?
I always say it's a Peaky Blinders theme.
Yeah.
So if anyone has ever seen Peaky Blinders, 1920, 1910-esque vibe.
Right.
So
it's going to have the nice finish, the nice dark finishes with brick. And it's going to be a really nice place that anyone can feel comfortable coming in for any kind of trim, beard trim. That's what we want to kind of specialize with, is work more beard care into barbering and do further education with that in the shop as well. So
yeah, Brett helped me test last month or next month's scent, and he loved it. So I'm excited. So, Casey, we have a question for you, and then I really kind of want to dive into why Brian's here, because Bryan is an expert. Casey, if moving to Utah, what about the gas station?
I can still run the gas station. I can run everything remotely. I could run it all from my house right here if I wanted to. So I would just hire a couple people to manage the shop, and then we can run everything from our house wherever we're at. So the gas station would still be ours.
Appreciate the question. Okay, so Bryan, if anyone has a question for Bryan in regards to what our topic is, hey Donald, how you doing, buddy? Just please put a Q. Casey's really good about starring it, and then we can ask it later. Bryan is truly Bryan. There's you and Dan and a few others that are just put out amazing content when it comes about straightening your beard, different ways, different ideas, and you put in all the work, and so we want to take advantage of your knowledge. And I appreciate you coming.
Well, I am not an expert. I've had no training on it.
Oh, by the way,
my teacher brain is like I always think about how things work and why they work and how I can explain it to somebody else.
You're good at that.
I've done that as best I could, and if I come up with different ideas, I put it in a new video and try to give you a lot of different ways to go about doing something.
Well, just like Tyson said, there are a few very knowledgeable people that you can go to their videos, and basically anything that you're saying, you can take to heart because they've done the research on it, and you're one of them, Bryan. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And again, I just want everyone to notice what's strolling on the bottom. If you use Bryan's code tonight until midnight my time, so 2 a.m. Eastern, you will receive 25% off your order. Bryan's a good dude, and I wanted to give him something back. So if you guys need to buy some, it's a good time to buy it and use his code. What's up, Rick? How you doing, man? So, Bryan, why are you so cool?
Well, Brett says because I'm a pimp, but I don't really think that's it. I'm not that cool. I don't know.
Okay, we gotta somehow screen grab that and just because I'm a pimp.
I'm a pimp.
Yeah. All right, Bryan. So, how do we decide if heat is right for us?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it is what length your beard is, right? It's got to get to a certain length before heat's really going to do a whole lot for you. So I would think it's got to get, at least over half an inch, and then you can start kind of adding in the heat to help you train your beard. But one of the biggest things is density, right? If it's really super dense and thick, you're not really going to be able to do a whole lot of straightening into it. It's going to, it's going to look unnatural, right? If you really straighten a curly beard, it may look unnatural and doesn't look, doesn't suit your face. The other thing would be if you have a really kind of thin beard, right? If you straighten out a thin beard, every hair that gets straightened out, you're losing more density, right? Just becomes straighter and more stringier, if you will. If it's really dense and curly, I think the trimming, you can trim it into the shape you want, right? I made a video where there's like a triangle on it, and the triangle is using heat versus using like products, your balms and your oils and stuff, and the other's heat, right? So heat and then balms and oils and trimming. and more you do of one thing, there's different ways to achieve your look. So you kind of need the perfect combination of those three things. So the biggest thing is experiment. If you have not tried using heat on your beard, try it and see if you like it, right? You're not really going to hurt anything. But there is a learning curve to both using a hair dryer or a heated brush. And some guys, they take to it, and some guys, they don't like it. They come back 6 months later and they try it, and they don't like it, and they try it a few months later, and all of a sudden they start liking it, and they kind of catch on. So it takes a while. It took me a while before I felt comfortable doing it, especially with the hair dryer, because you're using two hands. You're
Yeah.
trying to like get the angles lined up, and you have to like do things in tandem. It's kind of tough. So don't give up. Be persistent. You know, as Dan said in one of his videos lately, you only get one shot at it a day, pretty much, right? So it takes a while to get the hang of it.
That's great. And everyone in the chat, he is going to show us his techniques. Hey, Sam. And all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned, and he's going to show us some of his techniques. So what does he do that can be beneficial to us?
Well, if it makes your beard easier to comb. If you're really dense beard and you heat it up a little bit, I don't know if you guys have noticed that, it makes it really easy to comb through. So if you've got a really dense under beard, you're going to be able to get to that and comb it out a little bit better. Obviously, it straightens the hair. It's going to improve the look of it. It can also help you control your shape, right? You can do some curling under at the bottom, especially if you're using like a round brush at the bottom. You can kind of get that under look a little bit to that to make your beard look longer. So you kind of control the shape of it. Also make it a little bit easier to manage as far as combing. I would say those are the two biggest things. And the flyaways, right? You know, instead of flyaway, you try to get some heat on it. You go back and put some balm on it. It's really to make you more happy with what you see in the mirror. Is probably the biggest reason that you use a hair dryer or heat on your beard.
Yeah, I would definitely say I've never used a round brush though, so I might have to try those too.
Yeah, well, you've got a really curly beard, so I don't know if you want to get that tucked in look at the
I do have
bottom.
a very curly beard.
Yeah, so it may not work for you. Just from what I'm looking at, it looks like, you know, a combination of trimming kind of in the shape that you want in general, and then using the heat to help you on, you know, kind of on a daily basis with that.
Casey, do you what does he do for you?
Well, I have the really curly beard, so if I don't use heat, it'll basically curl up on itself, and it gets all bunched together. I like heat because it just like Bryan said, it helps comb through and get through the hairs a lot more.
Yeah, you won't get tangles. You won't rip out.
Yeah, you can get the detangles out. And then it just helps give it more volume, because it seems like when I'll sleep on, obviously I have to sleep on part of my beard, and it gets curled in and it starts tucking under and curling in on itself. So it just gives me more of that volume. It helps me get the beard straightened out basically again. And it makes my beard feel soft. After I blow dry, I feel like a lot softer. So
yeah. And you can help get out the dips, right? It can help to train your beard, right?
Which
because
we'll talk about,
especially with the hair dryer, right? Because with a hair dryer, you can linger in one spot more than you can with a heated brush. Heated brush, you kind of have to keep moving. But you know, you can get this and kind of get that spot going, reverse your dip, and you can kind of hold it on there for a little bit and try to get it really trained. And your beard will respond to that if you keep doing that on a daily basis. You can kind of reverse those dips and waves a little bit.
Question for you, just because I've noticed now you've had a rounded brush and then you had a regular brush. Do you use any type of comb, or do you only use brush?
I'm not much of a comb person.
Really?
Yep, I've done a video on comb versus brush. I mean, I use the pick, so I use that a lot. That's kind of me, because I like getting everything fluffed out and then kind of shaping it around it with some extra volume. Because I don't, you know, I know my beard may look really dense, but it's not as dense as a lot of guys' beards out there. So I'm trying to kind of do the fluff out beard in a way. Oh yeah, and for me, comb snag, because I don't use heat every day. So, you know, it depends on what kind of comb I use. I can use the big number 8 model, but my beard's a little bit too short for that to work really well. I've always found that the brush works a whole lot better for me, because you're moving a lot more hair at a time, and I don't snag. Right? Especially if you get a detangler brush, you may think, well, that's going to snag because it's got all of those different teeth. But what happens is it kind of channels, right? It channels your hair through it. So instead of your hair wrapping around one pole, right? It just kind of, it's like, okay, no, you get back in line as you're going down. Nope, I'm going to catch you and you put you back in line. So I don't get as many curls or snags with a brush as I do a comb. And then I always like the military brush for the slick part. I always finish off.
I love that's what I use on my sides as well. I would do that.
Those are your best tools, 2 tools in your toolbox right there. These puppies.
So everyone, Donald, Josue, Jeremiah, we have your questions. I promise we'll get to them. So don't feel like you're being ignored. I promise you're not. Before we get to their question, what does heat do that could be damaging to your hair?
That's a good question.
Because we just talked about the benefits.
I think it would be really tough to damage your hair with just traditional things, right? Because your heat brush is going to be more apt to do that, because with your hair dryer, I don't know how hot it gets. I haven't really put a thermometer on it. You got to meet thermometers sometimes. Put your hair dryer on high on it and see how hot.
See how hot it gets.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as hot as a heat brush. Plus, that
there's no way.
Hot air is blowing right on your face, and you feel it more. So you've got a tendency to kind of keep it moving or keep it further away. But this brush gets up to 400. I don't think you're really going to do much damage after that, unless it gets hotter than that, or you just leave it in one spot for a long time. So
I will ask you this, and before we get into the techniques and all that kind of stuff, you're talking about 400 degrees, a heated brush. I mean, that to me is really hot. And when you do put your beard oil on, we'll talk about that, and then you do your heated brush, you hear a lot of crackling. Is that going to be harmful to us using a heated brush on our hair?
That's steam is what that is. So no, that's not going to really hurt. You're not frying your beard, even though you can hear it. You can hear it sizzling a little bit. No, so that's not going to hurt anything. And one I've got, it's got 3 settings. I always go with the lowest setting possible, because I don't want to go to over straighten my beard. That's the one bad thing about a heated brush. Guys have a tendency to keep working at it too long, and they get that over straightened look. Have you seen guys with the over straightened look? And I don't want that. So I tend to go faster than most guys. And I think of it as this, because this is, and this has got a lot of kind of smaller tines, which is better for a beard. But even so, that's not enough tension for me, right? What you want to get tension. So I just think of it as getting heat in my beard. Whichever technique I'm using, I'm getting heat in my beard, and then I'm taking something like this and actually doing the straightening part. Because the same as you do with a hair dryer, you need that tension to kind of get the hair dryer to do the work. You need some tension with the heated brush as well. If you're using it against your face, you're getting some tension. You're using it down here against air, you may not be getting tension, so you can use your hand behind it if you're careful. But also you can just go right back and use a different tool, a different brush, something that's got some more, something that's got some more tension to it, the proper tension for your beard. You don't want to be ripping out hairs.
All right, so Jeremiah has a question for you. He has a 4-inch beard currently. Will heated brush give the same desired effect now as an 8-inch or longer?
It's a good question. I think heated brushes, especially the ones that are designed for beards, they tend to be a smaller profile and not quite as deep. So if you've got a huge underbeard and it's getting really long, you may not be able to get to all of that beard underneath if it's 8 inches. 4 inches, you're going to be able to pretty much get to everything on your face because your beard's not going to get quite that thick. It's going to work there. But some guys said that on the video I posted today was about this subject in preparation for tonight. But there are others out there, heated brushes that are bigger. This is like a big old paddle brush made for ladies' hair, is what it was designed for originally. But that's going to work if you got a big beard like Casey. This is still going to work much better. So don't think that just a heated beard brush is going to be this little thing. If you got a big, huge beard, you need something that may be better suited for your style beard. And these are actually cheaper because they're more they're more readily available. It's not a specialized design like a beard straightener.
I've used one of those heated brushes like the first one you had there, and I just thought heated brushes weren't going to work for me because it just wasn't straightening the down here, down here as much as I wanted it to. That's where I like the blow dryer because it just forces air down and you can get that heat all the way into the beard. The brush, but I haven't tried.
You're still using tension though, right? You got to find something to give your beard tension. So whether it's a comb or whatever with the hair dryer, You need to find something after you get heat in your beard with a heated brush to go back
To
and
get that tension down here. Right. Right.
Mhm. You just have to be kind of fast at it. So you'll see me do it. I do a third at a time. I do this third, and then the middle third.
Russ does ask a question that was kind of pertinent to what Josue and Donald will get to yours and Brett, but later. But Russ wants to know how important it is to apply oil before using a heated brush.
Just to be on the safe side, I think it's important because it's going to protect your beard from the heat, and not make it overly dry, right? So you know,
Right.
I know people like who asked that? Was it Donald?
Russ.
Russ uses good products all the time anyway, so I doubt his beard is really ever really super dry. But you definitely want to put on a nice barrier barrier there to protect yourself from the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jeremiah. So then it sounds like a heated brush is kind of up your alley, buddy. He can't. He gets up at 3:30 in the a.m. and doesn't. I mean, he can't wake anyone up. So
yeah. Guys, if you haven't checked out my video from this morning, basically I did all the pros and cons of each of those, and one of them was this thing is quiet, and it's also super friendly for travel. Right, it's a smaller profile.
I do like that brush.
Yep.
Yeah, and they've got some that are cordless, like this one. So this one is cordless, and so you can get like 30 hours or no 30 minutes of runtime on this one. So it doesn't last a super long time, but you can get 3 or 4 uses depending on how fast you go. So if you're just going out of town for a weekend or something, that'd be good to take. Or you can do it in your car even right after you go to the gym or something.
Right. I like that because it's already charged. You don't need to have a plug-in. I think that's what's a huge benefit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So let's talk about blow dryers real quick.
All right.
So blow dryers, what are the pros and cons of having a blow dryer and using a blow dryer for your straightening your beard?
So we talked about a lot of them. One of them is that you can linger on the trouble spot, right? You can really get that heat right on there and spend a little bit of time working it around. Whereas the heated brush, you kind of have to keep moving. And once you straighten that part, going back to it's not going to really help you. You can also kind of more stylize things. You can do that rounding, kind of rolling, tucking and under is going to give you a little bit better than the heated brush, which basically is just straight down. It's pretty much all you're getting with a heated brush, right? Just straight down. Yeah, you can try to get out some waves a little bit, but that's really all you're going to get with the heated brush.
And what I like about blow dryer too is I can get underneath and blow everything out and kind of get all that underbeard a lot better with a blow dryer too.
Yeah, and plus the main thing it was made for to start with was it dries your hair, right? It's not what a heated brush is made for. So if you're just trying to do your beard routine like right when you get out of the shower, you definitely want to start with that. Then you're exactly right. You want to get that spot right under there that you always have issues with. You want to get that dry because that's the spot that I always have trouble with under there.
So what's the whole point of the cold shot?
The cold shot, I need to look it up, but there's a chemical reaction, like your beard heats up and then you hit it with the cold shot and there's some sort of chemical reaction that locks it in. And I don't want to make a fool of myself and talk about something I don't know the terms for, but it does and it works. And if you have not tried, I noticed a huge difference if you try it without it and then you go back and try the cold shot, it works. Also, if it's really, really, really hot, like in the summertime, really humid in the bathroom, the cold shot doesn't work anymore because it doesn't get cold enough.
Yeah. Especially in your area, man.
Yeah. And with the heated brush, I can use my hands. Usually in the wintertime when it's really cold, and that kind of actually mimics the cold shot. And you can actually get, if you want to go really, if you're really super into all of this stuff, you can get a ice pack out of the freezer. Just don't put it, you don't want to get your hand wet, but you can have it wrapped in a towel or something like that. You can get your hands cold and then put that on there. I think it's going to give you some good benefits as well for the cold shot.
So Jason says, I think the cold shot makes the cuticle lay flat. Heat opens the cuticle.
Yeah. So heat definitely opens up the cuticle, which is like your fish scales. It opens up. And then cold does close that down. So that is correct. I have looked that up.
Yeah.
Well, your hair is made up of a lot of water. So when you do put that heat on your beard, it's kind of taking some of that water out of the beard. I think it's like I did some looking in it. It's like 15 to 20% of the hair is made up of water. Mm-hmm. So that's what that heat will help dry out some of that hair. So it actually changes the protein structure of the hair a little bit.
Yeah, so there's the chemical part to it as well, and that's
Right.
another reason you want to protect it and put in some of
Right.
that beard oil, so you don't lose so much of your
Exactly.
natural hydration, right?
Your natural oils and natural hydration. Yep.
Mhm.
So, Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit of some of the techniques that you've learned and that you've taught through instruction, through your videos and stuff of
Oh,
using a blow
man.
dryer? I know pressure is on.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on my heated brush, so it'll be heating up because it takes like 5 minutes. We can do that later.
That's another thing about the heated brush is the time it takes to prep before. With the
Yeah.
blow dryer, you can just turn it on and go.
Yeah, with the blow dryer, you can turn it on and go. And
Yep.
but this takes me less time of actually using it. I really can do this in under a minute once
Okay.
it gets going. So as long as I plan that out, depends on which one I'm using. If I'm using the one that plugs in, it only takes 2 minutes to heat up. This one takes like 5. So, I think we talked about a lot of the techniques. I will tell you one that you'll see every barbershop video use that I can't work. I just haven't done enough work, and that's putting on this concentrator. I don't know if you've seen them on the.
I have.
Yeah, because it's more, it concentrates, so it's not going to be like blowing your beard all over the place. So what they do is, they work their round brush, and they just kind of do it like this and just follow it right along. Wrap they wrap the brush under, and then they pull it straight. They curl it under, pull it straight. It's hard to see and get your angles right with both hands looking in a mirror, because I've tried it and it's just too concentrated for me. I'm missing my mark is what I'm doing on it. So does anybody use a concentrator out there?
I don't. I've wanted to use one just to try it, but I haven't yet.
Well, I think you're probably fine like me. When you first tried, it's like, okay, I'm missing it. I'm missing my beard here. Whereas, this is basically the shotgun effect, right? You're just blowing. Right. You're going to hit it whether you want to or not, right?
Exactly.
So that's one of them, is getting that tuck under, and that works for a beard, that's between my length and Tyson's length there. A lot of times people want to kind of work the dips out using the round brush, and kind of rolling it under at the end.
Ooh, that's thanks for answering that question right there. Donald says, I notice when I do ice cold rinse in the shower, it makes my beard less curly when I get out of the shower. Man, gonna have to try that, man. I've never tried that. And I definitely
cold rinse. I love cold rinse. I love it just for my skin. It seems like I don't get as dry when I get out.
Because it closes your pores up, right? And locks in that moisture, water.
But what about for me? So what I'm doing right now is when I probably have done it. What's up, Andy? I've done it probably once or twice this past month of straightening my beard and testing it and see what works for me. And I've noticed that when I use a straight comb, so I use a number 6 or a number 8. Right now I'm using 8 and 6. I'll push up and I'll go all the way up until where my beard looks like a little plate. And then I'll push down also, and then I'll go up just a little bit, and then I'll do the cold shot, and that seems to work for me. Now I feel like my beard's a little thinner. So,
do you have one of these?
Yeah, but it has all my girls, like my wife and 3 of my girls, hair in it, and
you can buy another one. They only like $2.
I know,
but I can see
I hate Walmart.
Right here on you, I think you can get some more volume if you want it. And you just have to use it, because when you use that comb, what happens is you're only getting to to where your chin is. So you're pushing it up into a plate. I always go all the way to the top of where my cheek line is, right? So this gets really, through here, it'll get really, thick, and which is what I want. I want the density through here. Because I have a shorter beard, when I do the blowout beard kind of idea, I want all my volume to be through here and look like a man, look like a lumberjack, right?
Give you that chin definition.
Yeah, you see it, right? All the volume through here I like that, because I actually have some weak spots here. So if I don't do that, it kind of, looks kind of flat through there.
Yeah, Josue, great job on the mugs.
Yeah, I think Donald was saying he uses one of those condensers, and he likes it for those specific areas. And
but I think you got to be better with your techniques than, right?
I'm sure that
and definitely, just like Dan and you have both said, it just takes practice. And know
what works for you. Growing a beard takes practice.
Do a live stream with me there, Tyson. What you just show me on call me on Instagram sometime. Dude,
I'll
doesn't
do
have-
it. Let's do an IG live when I'll jump out of the shower one evening and we can do it. That doesn't bother me at all.
Put some clothes on first, please.
No, I'm just gonna pull a Mo and just go shirtless and no, totally. Yeah. Anyway, so now let's talk about the heated brush. What are the pros and cons with that? Even though we kind of talked about it, and then the
It's
techniques.
It's quiet. You can actually straighten your hair with it, right? I mean,
See, I've had zero. I cannot get it straight. I got to be doing it wrong because I've tried 3 different brushes and I cannot get it to straighten.
That's because
But
you're not
maybe
going
it's the
back with the. I bet. Are you going right back with the tension?
I sure think so.
Okay.
But
Well, if you're
I
using
might
the
be
comb,
doing it
you're
wrong.
not-
Let's see what
if
you
you're
have to-
using the comb, you're not getting the right tension. I'll just
So
tell you that.
pull the
Touche.
heated brush through and then pull the comb right behind it.
Yep.
Is that what you're
Watch
saying,
me.
Brian?
I'm getting ready to do it. Let me fluff out. I fluff out
Here
my
we go.
beard.
We'll all get a demonstration here. This is perfect. Because I've struggled with the heated brush too. It just same kind of thing like Tyson was saying.
Put me on solo, Tyson.
I got it, Tyson.
Okay.
Casey's got it. Cool. You got me on the solo. So I fluffed it out because I wanted to catch as many hairs as I can here as quickly as I can. Man, this thing's steaming.
So what are you at 400 degrees right now?
No, I'm at the lowest one, which is 360. This one's 360, 380, and 400.
So
So
how do you know what temperature to use?
Just try the lowest and see if it works for you.
Touche.
I just go through it. I've got heat in my beard. I go right back with something that's going to give you some tension.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah, do that one time.
I'm going to have to.
Just hit my cold shot that I have now, even though my hand's isn't that cold. But anyway, there you go.
Dang.
So another question, Brian. Do you always fluff it out or get that?
Yep. I do because, like I said, I'm trying to keep all the volume I can. You'll see me fluff it out when I'm done too, and I can always follow up by putting some beard butter in. All right, here goes the other side. Once again, I think of it not as straightening my beard, but I'm just getting the heat in it so I can use my tension after that. So there's the heat in it.
While you're doing that, and then you're using your hand as a cold shot, what about the longer beards, like mine? Because I don't want to, press it all the way towards my neck. I want to go down and not towards my neck. So how does that work?
Can you get your hand in front?
Yeah,
like that.
But then is that how you create your tension, like you were talking about?
Well, it depends on what kind of thing you have.
Okay, so it's just all about the comb.
Yeah, it's all about finding the right tool. It might be this for you. I don't know.
Yeah, that looks good though. We're just going to leave you on solo mode the whole time. Oh no, the finger barrels, he's gone. Ah, it's me.
Oh, now you got us on the crazy
I
mode
know.
Uh,
too.
Oh, the mustache.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I now have a nice separate handlebar mustache getting there. So I actually made a video on it. So if you can see it now, because it was just like an overgrown thing because I'm growing out my for 3 months. So now it's
No,
separate.
look at the difference the heat made just from the start of the video to now. You've a lot more under control there with the beard, and it just added that more defined look.
Yeah.
So,
and then I always finish up with beard butter because that just keeps that softness that
Solid.
he does. It just keeps it going. So cool. Yeah, you don't need to keep me on solo anymore.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, Casey.
I ruined it.
And I will go at the end because of the look I'm going for, and I know my beard. As I'll do something that people go, aren't you just like undoing what you just did? I'll go back in and just fluff it all back out. You will not, once you've locked it in, the straightness is not going to go away.
Right.
So what I do is I like trying to keep, I
Not
like
even
keeping
in
I like
humidity.
keeping my bulk, my density in here. I'm just kind of I'm controlling flyaways, making some of those waves go away just a little bit. And
What about in areas where it's high humidity? Even after you straighten it and then you comb it out like that, it doesn't curl back?
No.
Oh, see, I would have thought it would.
Not if you've done it right and used your cold shot.
Okay.
It still looks natural, right? I didn't over it.
No, it looks great. No, I don't. I live in a dry area, so I don't deal with humidity at
You
all.
don't have to worry about it then.
So, but I'm just asking questions for other people. Just
Yep.
So Aldemer says, I like the Dyson blower. It comes with different attachments, and you can brush and blow dry at the same time with one tool. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to
I've
look into
looked
that one.
into some of those.
You have?
Yes, I have. Is that a Dyson right there?
No, this is some. What is this thing?
What is that? It looks like an old school microphone.
That is a crazy contraption.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, right.
It's a Conair Infinity Pro. I've only used it once, but this part in the front detaches, and it's got different attachments where you can go without it for that.
Oh,
Wait, that's a legit thing? Holy
Yep.
cow. Like,
I'm trying it out. My wife bought it, and she's like, I don't like
so
it.
is that like a blow dryer, or is that?
Take it back. Let me get some content out of it. So
Sorry, Brian, to cut you off. Is that
Sorry.
like a blow dryer, or is that just a heat element on there?
no, it's a blow dryer.
It is a blow dryer. Okay.
that's kind of cool. I'm not going to
Nice.
lie.
I don't.
Michael?
For me, I think my beard's not long enough for it because I don't know. I've only just messed with it one time. I'm going to mess with it next month and do a video on it.
I might want.
I'm excited to watch that. So Michael B says, I never use a heated brush. Straightens it too much for me. I like a beard bushier. It's all about the look and what they're going for.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it comes down to it. That's really the final decision: is what kind of look do you want? Do you want? Some people like that curly beard. It gives them more definition and just a little different look than having that straight beard. I like straight because it gives it a longer look. If I don't straighten, like I said, mine stays curly, and it actually it's quite a bit shorter before I straighten. So
Brian, Josue wants to know, when I use heat brush, he uses heated brush, my hair starts to spread out instead of laying straight down. What can he do to fix that?
I'm sorry, Tyson.
I'm not exactly sure what he
wrong.
means by that. What was that?
I can't go back to it. Sorry.
Where was it?
On the top, like waves. But no, it's just basically what he's saying is when he uses a heated brush, that's kind of what I do with a heated brush. What I was telling you about is when I push it down and I use a heated brush, it still doesn't go straight. It just keeps the form of what it is right now, but just goes everywhere. I think you talked about was tension.
Yeah. So a couple of things is to get the right tension, and then as quickly as you can, try to kind of shape it. If it's curling and under, maybe with a round brush may help. So a round brush may help. Also, the fluffing it back out at the end and put some beard butter on it, and then see if that works for you.
Yeah, he says it fans out.
Yeah, so it fans out. I like in the front it fans out.
I've seen people who straighten their beard too much where it curves out like a ram.
Yeah, it'll actually start to come out like
that's because they're probably doing like this motion with their arms, probably. Yeah.
I've actually seen that.
Or when if you're using that blowout technique and you're going up, you might be going up too much with it. When I do get under, I like to stay combing down. I don't like to comb up too much towards my chin. I like to comb out and keep it straight out so that it doesn't curl up on the end like that.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of guys that have a long beard like you, Casey, and then they just use the comb, and it stops here, so the beard's just coming up to their chin, and it's just like they're almost creating that wave by the way they're doing it. That's another reason, like I said, I like this because I just go all the way up to my cheek line instead of stopping at my chin.
So
on the brushes, y'all need to get some brushes around this place.
I do need to invest in some brushes and test those out. I agree with you, especially with the tension. I like that. Then also, I'm excited to hear about your new review with that car battery. Holy crap, it's huge.
Did Brett get the answer of what that was? I see he asked what that old school microphone blow dryer was.
Yeah, it was
a Conair
Infinity Pro or something like that.
Infinity Pro. Okay.
So you talked about this and you went in depth with it, but for anyone who is wanting to know just specifically to get rid of divots, to get rid of dips or anything like that, you're saying that even after I'm talking specifically about blow dryers, you're telling me use a heated brush with tension and it should get rid of it.
Get rid of what?
the divots and the dips and the
It's
flyaways.
hard to get rid of the waves. Like if you got a dip, right, you know, a wave right under your chin and it comes, it's harder to get rid of with a heated brush because basically your movements are just going to be straight down. I do think if you're trying to undo a wave in your beard, dip at a round brush, or even, you know, this, if it's a really dense beard, that you can just come in and like, hold it and you know, go above where the dip is, like go way above, and then you're kind of curling it around and you're holding the hair dryer on it for just a little bit and then locking it in with the cold shot. That's going to get rid of your dips and way better than a heated brush in general.
What about when you have a fork? Sorry, Casey.
No,
if you have a fork, I think the heated brush can work for you a little bit better because basically on that one you're just trying to get everything to go straight down instead of out to the side.
Yeah, usually it's like this, and you'll see it. Like
and you can kind of use your chin a little. I've seen guys with the heated brush kind of use their chin a little bit to kind of sweep one to one side and one to the other. I think on that one, the round brush technique is going to help you, even with the fork in the middle.
That's kind of what I was going to add to that. What do you think about going different directions with the heat? I get dips in here, and what I've done is I'll go forward with some of the heat and then I'll go back as well. And that helps get some of those waves out on the side. And then I go back down straight again with it.
Now,
so
are you using a comb when you do that?
I use a comb. Yep.
Yeah. Do you have one of these to try?
I do have a brush, yes.
Try.
And I have used
angler brush. The guys always think that that's going to snag their beard. This will not snag your hair. I promise you it won't. These kind of detangler showers, because you meant to use it, ladies, when they get out of the shower, so it doesn't. It doesn't curl, mess it up. And I do the same thing. I've got one right here, so I'll use this, and you know, I'll use my round brush too, because it's, you know, my hair's not as long, but you can kind of use that to give you kind of grabbing more hairs at one time than what you're getting with the comb.
Sure.
You may have a little bit better experience with this. We're trying, I think.
What's up, Corey? What's up, Scott? And what's up, Jason? Appreciate you guys joining us. And yeah, E-Rock, I agree. He's like, once not wearing masks, indentations went away.
Yeah, I always use the mask that goes straight down in front, and I actually found it kind of, I had less flyaways at the end because I felt like I was kind of giving it a steam bath.
Yeah, with your breath.
But I did feel like it dried my beard out when wearing a mask. Because I don't know why. It's because putting the steam on it, I guess. Somehow that dried it out. So I always found using I went back to using like a thicker balm on days when I would wear a mask all day long would actually keep my beard from drying out.
So another question that I had, and this comes from my daughter, and I've never dared do this, and I'm dead serious because there's things I don't know. And one of them was they have crimpers. They have those flat irons, you know, so to speak, to get their hair straight and all that kind of stuff. How do you feel about those? And are those beneficial for beards, or is that a no-no?
I think that's going to be, you're going to have a better chance of frying your beard with that. And doing
right. That's what I was thinking.
Also, just think about the natural texture. 99.9% of guys, their beard is not completely straight, nor do they want it straight. Right. And these crimpers, you've got to have a long beard. So if you're trying to maybe look like a wizard and you really want it all to be super straight, that might be a time where that could work. But once again, I would be very careful about using that. I just think that's such a small niche of guys that would actually be the look that they're going for.
And
I don't think
I've talked to some guys that actually use that, and you can tell it's just straight. It looks like head hair. If my beard was as straight as head hair, it would be so thin. you can already kind of see through it, but man, there wouldn't be any definition there. It would be so thin. So I need some of those curls to give it some, you know, girth. Tyson call it.
No, it's not.
That's the thing about. Yeah, and I said that earlier, right, about heat. If you've got a thinner beard, every hair you straighten out, you're losing density.
Yeah, right.
So you got to be careful on over straightening or.
Agreed, because I'm not a huge fan of.
Because you feel like your beard's getting thin and wispy.
I'm not a huge fan of my beard. I'm more like Michael P. I like it bushier, and so I'll do the blow dryer. When I do it, I like the blow dryer to look better, just because.
Yeah, you need to take a
wiry beard.
You need to take your pick and go all the way up to here and get some more volume in this area. I think you'll like it.
Quite a few people have said they like bushy beards. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. So Donald asked a question a long time ago. He's like, "What is the longest you've ever grown your beard, Brian?"
That's a good question. Let you guys talk a minute. I'll find a picture and throw it up here.
Nice.
I'm gonna hit on this one because
Please
there's
do.
been a few people that asked, and
Brett asked too.
unfortunately this is not available at the moment. If we get enough requests, it sounds like people are liking this shirt, we might have to make one. But me and Candace are the only ones that have this shirt right now. It was a special deal that me and Candace got these, and there's not a logo on the back, just the one on the front. Jason,
I'm checking something real quick, so you can answer any questions. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff on the website.
oh yeah, there you go.
Is that long enough?
Is that the longest you've ever had?
Yeah, that's the longest.
Dude,
I've
look
had.
at that stash. That's all I gotta say. And that white, that looks good.
Your white beard is just, I don't know if there's another beard out there that looks like yours, Brian.
Yeah, and it's coming back now. White stripe after I dyed it. Here's the profile picture. Yeah, y'all are sit in amazement.
Such a perfectly styled beard too. Look at that.
I like it.
And
you look at it, there's a little tear. There's a little tear coming after, behind the picture.
I love my beard. I'm gonna do my 15-second thing for you.
Yeah, right. That's perfect. That's all I need. And everyone, yeah, if you didn't hear before, we're doing a little TikTok, a little video reel of everyone who wants to join. You're more than welcome. Email me at info@copperjohnsbeard.com or DM me on Instagram of just you saying 15 seconds what your beard means to you, basically. And so I'd appreciate that.
And we've gotten a few responses already.
Yeah,
if we get enough, several. we might do a couple videos.
Oh, we'll do more.
Do one a month till you run out.
Right. So that's a mustache, though. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's coming back now. I'm going to grow it through May, and then after May, I'll probably trim it back down.
Well, Brian, I can't see if there's any more questions for you, but I'm pulling up some would you rather questions real quick.
Oh boy.
I know. I have some would you rather questions, and I'll ask the chat too.
Bradley, I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Welcome.
Hey, Bradley.
All right. Let's get some good ones. Would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again?
Never stand in line again.
Ooh, see, that's a tough one because I get really tired. If there's no one in front of you, I would be like, yeah, traffic lights.
Yeah, I don't hit too many traffic lights on a normal basis.
I don't have any traffic lights where I'm from. So
there you go. There's a question. Brian, would you agree that it takes 2 weeks for adjustment in the beard for styling? I know it does for me after the trim.
Absolutely does. It takes a couple of weeks to get used to it. And
what do you think that is?
Differently. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Your beard reacts differently too. Like after it looks good after you trim it, and then you go and wash it, and you go, man, it looks like crap now. What did I do? Also, always like that for your head hair too, but I think that's because barbers. It depends on the barber and what you ask them to do and that kind of stuff. But a lot of times, they kind of go a little bit overboard and they try to make you look your best 2 weeks after they trim it, right? So it takes a while for you to adjust to any kind of trim.
Hey, Derek, I don't think I've seen you here before.
There's been a few in here.
I know, this is cool. I absolutely love this. And Brian, you have been amazing. You've been a wealth of knowledge for all of us. So I truly appreciate it.
I'm just throwing anything I can think of to help you guys out. If you ever have any questions, anybody, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube. Put a comment. We'll figure out a way to get in touch.
Absolutely.
I like being helpful.
Yeah. And I know I can count on you. I ask you a lot of stuff, and you always are here to help. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. And the last would you rather, and then we can all take off. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home? Sailboat or an RV?
A sailboat?
Sailboat or an RV?
I'm going with the RV.
RV.
I might be seasick. I don't know. I think I get tired of the rocking waves.
I would.
Yeah.
I can get seasick if I'm on too big of a boat. If it's a smaller boat, I don't get as bad, but a big boat, yes, I will.
Dude, sailboat, I would be there every day, all day. I'd be fishing.
I would like
just
being, I
enjoying
would
life.
like being on the water where you can just fish anytime you want.
And it's
Just
just
park
by
your RV
yourself.
by the water, and then
There,
you're good.
You could park by the water.
You got a point there. Not gonna lie, everyone's RV too.
Yeah, everyone's saying RV.
See, I think you just talked me into it because you can just park your RV there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
That's my plan.
Sailboats are awesome.
Hopefully soon.
But anyway, Bryan, appreciate it. Want to tell everyone one more time, even though it is in the description, they can find you. But want to tell them one more time where we can find you.
You can find me Beards and Banjos either on YouTube or Instagram, and I would love if you guys would subscribe to my channel if you haven't. A lot of good content, and if I can ever help you with anything, let me know. I am not an expert at any of this stuff, but I will say to keep experimenting, try different tools, try different products, try different routines, and see what works for you, see what you like, and what works today may not work 2 months from now. You may be in a different phase of your beard, so just keep trying stuff.
Not a question, but thank you to Bryan for all that he does for the community. His videos are thorough, absolutely thorough. He answers all questions, sings and does his best 3 to 4 times a year to get the consumer the best deals. He does, and I appreciate that.
I do. I try to be helpful to my audience and the companies I work with, and it's a win-win-win. So
yeah, it is. It is. So Sunday we're going to have the Copper Lodge with Brett. No, not Brett. Scott? Now I'm having a brain fart. He's out of Canada. Super nice guy. And then next Wednesday we're going to have Michael P. And we're going to answer all more barber questions for you guys.
I'm excited to meet Michael.
That's going to be a fun
awesome
one. And then he's going to be on the Copper Lodge after that, so it's going to be fun. So a little bit of Michael P. all next week. And I've never actually met him in person or through chat or anything, so it's going to be nice.
I've seen a few posts on IG that he's had some really nice beard trims lately. So
yeah, he's done a really good job. So anyway, Bryan, appreciate you. Casey, you're a stud. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your Easter.
always a pleasure.
Right? All right. See you guys.
See you guys.